Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dive Jump, where we jump into diving. Today, we have a very, very special guest, Mr. Kerem. Um, well, Arie, why don't you describe yourself and how you started diving and all of your history with this?
Um, well, actually, my history started when I joined the Navy to the Naval Academy, and they gave us a course, a dive course. But the dive course took place in water, sort of green and murky, and it wasn't nice. I didn't like it, so I quit. And I lived for 18 years with the thought that I am not capable for diving. Until being a student in Haifa University, I saw an ad, a dive course in Givat Olga. Well, we know where it is, for a cheap price by weekends. So I went there. That was 1994. I finished after a month, my advanced open water diver of the Israeli Diving Federation. Immediately, I meant buying myself a dive gear, complete, and I started diving. And then a friend of mine brought me in to a certain dive center. Can I say names?
Yes.
You can say anything you want.
Uh,
We don't have a problem
okay.
here.
He brought me to the divers village in Eilat. I was not the only Navy guy over there. There were quite a few like me. And we all decided that we want to make progress from advanced open water to dive master, assistant instructor, instructor. We took all the possible courses, including technical diving and then nitrox instructor. And that was while I was still in the service. After retiring at the year of 2000, I remained in Eilat, which is the main diving resort of Israel. And I had two licenses, diving instructor and commercial skipper, perfect for Eilat. And that's when I started my career and I met you two guys.
And you have done, I mean, the number of dives, you can't even count it, but the number of certifications,
No,
you've certified
oh,
hundreds of divers.
if there's a certain number
Thousands.
I will never forget, it's 60 instructors. Because at
60 instructors.
2009, yes, I became an instructor trainer, and under me passed 60 boys and girls, which have become instructors because they all passed. And this is my biggest pride, being an
So
IT of
60,
SSI.
60 instructors, you've been deep, scooters, side mount. Is there something that you still
Everything.
haven't done that you wanted to do? You don't do
Um,
CCR, right? You don't do rebreathers?
I took the course with my mentor, may rest in peace, Mr. Nir Avni.
Yeah.
Um, but I didn't continue with it. It wasn't available. Another course I didn't take is dry suit, but I don't miss it. Semi-dry is good enough for me.
I
All
hate
the
dry
rest of the
suit. I
courses,
hate dry suit. I hate being in a
uh,
dry suit. It's awful.
for all the rest, I'm an instructor trainer, and that includes being an instructor for side mount as well, which is going to be my most preferable method of diving.
So wait,
That's
you're
the way I
also a
see it.
skipper. That means that you were a boat captain for divers, right? You ran the boat
Well,
for
it's a
divers.
skipper. It's not a captain. Come on, a
Okay.
captain is at the merchant marine
Skipper,
or
skipper.
in the
No, no,
navy.
Volvo.
skipper,
A
I get it. But
skipper,
but
a,
but you
a
basically
dive boat skipper,
so
a
we
dive
did
boat
talk
skipper.
about boats, and I want to remind people that in my opinion, one of the most dangerous things is the boat. Getting in, coming out. It's a big piece of metal or fiberglass that can hit you really hard in the water.
It's dangerous for unexperienced people. That's all.
Yes.
Not for.
It's more dangerous than
To
the dive
get
itself. The boat is more dangerous than the
why,
dive itself.
why? I
Because
Because
boats
kind
are
of
people get
dangerous.
disagree.
people get tanks on their legs. People doing a lot of stupid things when they don't have experience. People go to the from the water to the boat and get the ladder on their head. I understand why Arya is not agreeing with us because he thinks about himself and his students. But think about the common people that
Yeah.
don't have you next to them
It
and they don't have
really,
experience.
guys, if I can say so, it all depends on the skipper and the instructor who are leading the dive. If they pay enough attention to safety, safety, and again,
I,
safety,
I
and
agree.
make sure all those things you have
Of
mentioned
course,
will not happen, then
of
they will
You're
course.
not
right,
happen.
But I
but
see a
now think
guy.
about how many idiots are out there.
You see a
Come
person,
on.
they're leaning down to fix their fins, and you see another person walking with the tank, and they smack him in the side of the head, and
You
it
need to think
happens in
about the
two
idiots
seconds. You
when you
can't
go
even see.
diving.
But the
If
boat,
you
I think,
set
yeah. Go ahead.
if you organize the boat and the divers and a good briefing straight at the beginning, first of all, you help them into the boat, and that depends on the type of the boat. How are they getting in from the jetty, from the pier? Is it to the bow? Is it to the stern? Is it with a gangway or anything like this? In all those failure points, you put someone in charge to help them into the boat, tell them where to sit. Once they sit down, before the boat goes out to sea, there's going to be a briefing given by the instructor and the skipper. Safety procedures, safety precautions, what to do, what not to do. And you know something? It works.
I think
This
I
is
think
how a
look,
professional sounds, ladies and gentlemen.
this is I mean, with you, of course, you're a professional and you know what you're doing. We are idiots and we do stupid things all the time. The rest
You're
of us,
idiot. I'm not idiot. A lot
sorry,
of
I
you are
am.
idiot, not
He,
me.
we have a smart guy here, we have an idiot here, and we have the captain, sorry, the skipper here. The
We
skipper.
have a
So
variety.
wait, so
That's good.
you started in I started diving in 94 as well. I think so we started instructing at about the same time, but you stayed with it and and again, thousands of dives, you've been to deep and long
Yeah,
dives and crazy things.
I was also certified as an extended range tech diving instructor,
Okay.
meaning taking people at 50 up to the limit of Trimax.
Okay.
Um,
This is a good topic of conversation, I think, for the three of us together. So
yeah,
in Hebrew, it's called nefetz. In English, it's called bandit. So bandit dives, which actually, you know, is very topical for this week because that's what happened in the Maldives. What is your limit for air?
How deep?
Yeah,
I can tell you what I've done. It's not my limit. I can always break the limit, but I'm too old to do that. But my deepest dive on air was 83 meters, and it's way too much.
it's way too deep.
Way, way too much.
On a single tank?
My
I
my my deepest dive was with Arie at 85 with Primex. We were supposed to go to 100, and then the
we
current
did,
stopped us.
we did,
I didn't
we
get
did.
100. I didn't because there
You
was
and
with
I
me.
both, we have reached, and visibility was good. We went down the line. We went down the
And
line. We reached 99
He has
meters
no
and
idea what you're
you
something,
talking
did.
about.
and then we went up.
You did. You did. When you dove with me, we had to stay on the line because we look like flags on the current. And if we would leave the line,
I remember
no more
us,
boat to go back to. You probably
Mr.
were at 99 with somebody else. With me, never. We saw the
Comrade,
100, and I had
Comrade Hammer.
my computer on 85. I never passed it. I would know if I would
Not
go
only,
100.
not only since diving to 83 meters of air makes you a common idiot, it also your memory betrays you, my friend. It
So
betrays you. I
You are
remember
much
who was the
older.
dive
Your
commander,
memory would take you.
and we went down to 100 meters. We have reached the seabed. There was nothing to see. It took us a minute to go around, and we went back up
We'll
to
talk
all
about it
those.
later. We'll talk
there
about it
is
Yeah,
later.
okay, so
no
two
problem.
things that I have from this discussion, like what I heard. Number one, the deepest you went on air with, it's deeper than than me. You know, I went to air on 80, and I did like this with the hand all the way down into the water, and it gave me 80.1, I think, or 80.5, and that was the limit. And then when I got to when I did the trimix class, I went to on trimix to 91, I think, which is the limit in. At the time, it was the limit for the certification. You couldn't go deeper, and I think that on air, on a single tank of air, um, I think that it is bounce dives, meaning open water, no overhead, no cave, no penetration, and good visibility, daylight, with a clear access to the surface, so not a lot of current where you can kind of relax. I think 60, a lot of people would say that 60 is kind of a soft limit for them. If 60 meters on air, I think I think 50 is where most people start.
You forget about the idiots.
No, 50, look, up to
Many
50,
people would die at
up to
50
50,
and would die to
if
go to
you are a
60.
decent diver and you have a lot of experience, I have no problem with it. 60 is spicy, 70 is very spicy. 70 is like jalapeno. Okay, that's like super spicy. I think
Well,
80 is
Guys,
80 is
I
stupidity.
love to hear what Arie had
Okay,
to
Arie,
say about
what's
what
your
he just
opinion?
said. He wants to
guys,
kill you.
who is going to watch this?
Anyone?
Idiots. A lot of idiots.
Anyone?
Yeah, you can
So
tell us how stupid we are.
what kind of an example are we setting to others?
We
This is
don't
exactly what I
encourage
think.
that.
I think it is
We do
stupid to
not
do it.
encourage that.
If helium was cheap and available, I would never go deeper than 40 meters on anything but trimix. If helium was cheap and available. If I had a
Okay.
CCR, I would always have, with a rebreather, I would be on trimix the whole time.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the common diver. I myself, by the way, today, due to my age, I
Yeah.
don't pass 20 meters without nitrox. Okay? I don't pass
I
20
agree with
meters
you.
due to metabolism and stuff like that, blood circulation, etc., etc. At the older days, 30 meters on air was okay. On my dive master course, my depth certification took place at 42 meters on air,
Yep.
and I had to
Me too.
solve a mathematical drill. And my
Yes.
body was laughing like hilarious at 42 meters. He didn't solve any exercise of math. He was just cracked at
Look, we all
from
did.
nitrogen
That's why I'm calling
narcosis.
it bandit dives. I'm not saying this is the right way to do it. I'm saying we are all
Okay,
guilty. Especially
as
Mr.
charged.
Hammer and myself are definitely guilty of breaking all of these rules multiple times. The number of times that we went on
Many,
air.
many years ago. I also do not
We were
go
young. We were
to
young.
40
We were
or 50
stupid. We were
meters
young.
today on air.
We went to 70 meters on air on a regular basis, and it was wrong. It's stupid. We shouldn't have done it.
Permission for a monologue.
Go for it.
S'il vous plaît.
Guys, depth means nothing. It doesn't make a man braver, stronger, smarter, or anything of a kind. There's nothing good about it. There's no colors. What's in there? If there was a beautiful wreck at 30, 40 meters, let's go there. If you're diving a guided cave diving in Mexico, in Tulum, okay, but you're guided, it's okay, as long as you're certified. I wouldn't cross the limit of my depth due to my certification. Why? What's the reason? I know that many people in the world go deep because they feel like, wow, I'm going to show the guys my computer. I reached this depth or that depth. So
new record for
what?
me.
Look,
so what?
The certification. Look, the certification doesn't matter. Like I'm certified to go to whatever. I don't know, whatever
But
the
safety
depth
does.
is of the certificate.
Safety.
100 meters to 150 meters.
Safety. Safety.
It doesn't matter. I still on a single tank of air. On a single tank of air, I would still not go deeper than like 40 these days.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. I mean, if you're certified to go to a certain depth and you have all the gear and you have the team around you and you have a support diver and you have, even if all you're going to do is to see some sand at the bottom, to look at your computer to see, here's the three numbers, 100, instead of 99, you see 100, perfectly fine. I'm not going to tell you not to do it. I just think that you shouldn't do it on a single tank of air.
Listen, every depth has its rules and regulations. The deeper you go, it's like an upside down triangle. When you're on shallow depths, your safety margins are huge as the base of the triangle. The deeper you go, your safety margins are narrowing and narrowing and narrowing and narrowing. That's the point. That's the point.
Agree.
So why? There's so many spots, beautiful spots in the world, not that deep. You can enjoy the colors and the fish and everything. I've seen
This
manta
actually
rays at
brings
20
me to the
meters.
second thing that I think you and I should talk about in general. So, look, we talked about depth, we talked about bandit dives. The people in the Maldives, look, they did a bandit dive and they went into a cave and they died, and it happens. And there's nothing to learn
That's a
about. There's
shame.
nothing to learn here.
That's a
There's no
useless death.
lesson,
It's a
nothing.
useless death. No,
Useless
except
death,
for not to do it.
nothing. We already knew
Definitely.
not to do it. We already had, I mean, everybody said not to do it. We all know not to do it. Second point, second thing that I want to talk to you about, which I think you are very qualified to talk about, diving in the world. So right now, specifically, or in general, it's hard to go places in the world to dive. Most people try to dive locally, even in the US. Flights are expensive. Even going down to Florida, you gotta fly, you need a hotel. It's like 2, 3 days. You can't fly for 24 hours. So if you're going to um, spend time and money to get on a plane, where are you going?
I have only one answer for this.
I can say Mexico.
Mexico.
Correct.
You want to go to Tulum and you want to dive the caves and you want to dive the
And he wants
cenotes.
never to come back. He
I
wants
want to
to.
go. My target is Cozumel Island to begin with. And from there, everything is opened. Mexico is an amazing, blessed country by natural resources and dive sites. Unbelievable. On the Pacific, on the Caribbean, on the Atlantic. They have so many dive sites. All of them are amazing. Either it's diving with huge manta rays at Socorro Islands, not to mention whales, or do amazing current dives in Cozumel Island. And the pearl of it, the most beautiful dive, to my humble opinion, cenotes in
Okay,
Tulum.
Notice.
there you go.
See,
So
I like Playa del Carmen as well. I think that current dives in Playa del Carmen, like Cozumel,
okay.
is very, very good.
I
Now,
made you a
other places.
promise years ago. I made you a promise years. It's been years. I made you a promise. The day you land in Cancun or wherever, right? I think it's Cancun is the airport there.
Cancun, it is.
Yeah.
I am
Cancun.
waiting for you with a side mount BCD from the original Steve Bogarts.
It's waiting for you, Arie. Why don't you come? The man he wants to wait for you with the
I'm
BCD.
waiting for you with a side mount BCD. The day you come, I'm waiting at the airport, and you won't even.
You need to know where to buy it.
I'm going directly to Steve Bogarts in Puerto Vallarta or Puerto Ventura, whatever it's called. He's the original
Puerto Aventura. Puerto
Puerto Aventura.
Aventura.
Sorry, I don't know the places.
It's south
Do the
from Playa del,
Spanish accent.
20
Puerto
kilometers south from Playa del,
Aventura. He's already half Mexican.
Puerto
Look at him.
Aventura. 20 kilometers south of Playa del Carmen.
Wonderful. I will go there. I will buy it there. It will wait for you at the airport. I will hold it like this for you. And as soon as you get off the plane, I'm putting it on you and we go into the water. Okay?
I'll come too to make a video of that.
Yes,
Now,
exactly. Okay, so
from there
Mexico.
we have to go to Playa, and from Playa to Cozumel, and then you can put it on me.
So tell me, and by the way, Mr. Hammer, what would be your place right now that would be like your dream if you were to scuba dive again? Because I know you don't really like diving these days, but if you were to
I like
dive again,
bowling.
where would you go?
I had really, really good dives in Belize.
Belize. Okay.
But if you compare it to dives in Sinai in Egypt or diving in Mexico, in Belize you need to go on a boat for 2 or 3 hours, not in a very nice sea, like nice conditions, and then you get to a place that is equal to Sinai. But in Sinai, you just go from the beach into the water and you have whatever depth you want with amazing corals. So I I still think for me the places I dove in the world that Sinai in Egypt is the best. Belize, I miss it. I would go now to Belize as an adventure.
I,
Yes, Mr.
I have
Ariel.
something to say about Sinai Peninsula. It's an amazing dive resort, all the way along the coast, all the way to Sharm el-Sheikh, to Ras Muhammad. But problem is today that they do not allow you to get in with your own gear. That's it. You can enter with a snorkel and a mask and your dive computer. Nothing, no BCD, no regulator. So what's the
Why you
point?
have to rent it? You can rent it or you cannot
They
go.
want you to rent it. That's the point. They want you to rent it. So you can't bring your own. I don't know about Europeans, but as for us Israeli, it's a limitation.
The last time
And
I was
forget
there was 2022, and I went on a flight. Got to Sharm el Sheikh and got on a boat and went for a liveaboard, and I got my equipment with me. Since then,
okay.
I never went back, and I don't know when I will come back with this
Since
situation today.
since then there was 19 2023 since then. That's the point. 2023. And you know better
Tell
than
me about
me.
it.
So
I wouldn't dare.
let me tell you a little bit about my thoughts. Number one, I love the Mexico thing, and I will come back and dive with you anytime when you finally move to Mexico. There is a place called Bonaire. You walk into the water with your own gear, with 5 tanks, with Trimix. They have Trimix there available any day of the week. You can rent twin sets, you can rent backplate, you can bring it with you. You have all of the supplies you need for rebreathers as well. You can go down, and there's no depth limit. You can do it at night, you can do it in the day, you can do it with scooters. You can go down to 150 meters, and no one says anything. Alone. You park the car on the beach, you walk into the water, like in Eilat, like in Sharm in the old days. You walk into the water, you go diving, you come out, you put the stuff back on the boat. It's all in US dollars. It's all in English. Super safe. If you're blonde, cute, and young and female, you can walk around there at night without really worrying about anything. Their biggest crime is theft from cars of like iPhones and things like that. That's the biggest
Well,
crime.
you should know that Gilad lives in the States, United
I
States,
do.
and Arie and me live in Israel.
Direct
And
flight from
while Gilad
direct
talked,
flight from Amsterdam, much better than going to the
my
Maldives, my
friend,
friend.
you talked for 1 minute, and I did ChatGPT. It's
Yes,
cost $1,800 to go from Israel to Bonaire, and it will take me 24 hours to get there. You say it's hard to get to places. I just wondered if some Israelis are
but
looking
when
at
you
us and
land,
think about Bonaire,
look, it takes me
they should know about that.
from here.
If I go
It
to
takes
for a week of diving and it cost me $1,800 to get there and 24 hours of traveling, it's a
from
big
here
deal.
from the east coast of the U.S. It takes 24 hours of travel and $2,000 to get to Palau.
What?
It is the best place in the world to dive.
Ah,
There
to
is
Palau.
nothing better than Palau.
Yeah, to Palau it
Nothing.
will cost me more.
Everything you guys said, there's nothing better in the world than
But
Palau.
if when we retire and we can go for a two
What
months trip,
retire?
that's
There's
yeah,
no
I know.
retiring for
Only millionaires in this
yes.
Zoom.
All of us billionaires, millionaires. So okay, so diving in the world, I think that if you live in Israel and you're already getting on a plane and it's already hard as it is to fly out of Israel because of the war, because there's not a lot of flights, because it's super expensive to get out. If you're already going somewhere, I mean, yes, you can go to Greece. I think that what Mr. Kerem said is very important, that it's kind of difficult to go to Egypt these days. It's gotten
Yes.
a little bit more difficult in the last 3 years. So I don't think that's really, and I don't think a lot of people have the appetite for it. You also have to feel good about where you're going, and I think that's part of it. I think, there's places like Malta, Gozo, right, which is not that far away, and excellent, amazing dives. You can go shore diving to 100 meters there with rebreathers, with Timex, with everything. It's not as good as the Caribbean. And I think that, look, I think Cozumel is fantastic. It is not um, Cozumel is not for weak people. You have to be strong to go to Cozumel. in my opinion. You have to be a
Because of the
tough
current?
person. Yeah.
Because of the current?
Because, it's at the end of the day, you're still in Mexico.
So,
Mexico
Eat
is a
what's
some
little,
wrong?
tacos and have fun.
Mexico's a little bit more difficult. You still have to get on a boat every in the morning to go diving.
Well, yeah,
Okay. In Bonaire and Curacao, you just walk off the beach.
lovely. We're used to that
You
from
go like
home.
this. You see behind me the slope. It just goes like that forever. It just doesn't stop.
Well, there's
Fantastic.
the advantage of every town that will go diving in. I think that if you haven't been diving in Mexico and you love diving, you should definitely put it in
Unbelievable.
your bucket list. And the Bonaire, I put it in my bucket list because Gilad is going there a lot and he's really recommending it. So just get yourself an amazing trip and do both of these countries.
Look, once Mr. Kerem is in Cancun, we're gonna get him to Bonaire, and he's gonna, it's gonna be close for him. So
And
we have to
I
bring him
he
to
want,
will
Bonaire.
fall in love like Gilad did.
I love
I,
that place. I absolutely love that place. Right now, it's one of my favorite places to go diving in the world. Although if I had the money and the time, I would go to Palau. It's harder diving. You have to get on a boat. It's an hour and a half on a speedboat, and I mean like a speedboat each way. But the
but
dives are
Gilad,
amazing.
in Palau, you can get a liveaboard for 8, maybe 10 days
Yep.
in Palau in a dive shop run by Israelis for almost 30
No,
years
I
now.
think that's
Navot and
not anymore. I
Tova
think
are no
it's
longer
closed.
running fish and fins, I think.
Yeah, there is no
What?
Israelis managing there
I
anymore.
think Navot and Tova left.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Actually, hey, if you're hearing this and you give a shit, let
Look,
us know that
I
they're still
couldn't care,
around.
I couldn't care less about who's running the joint as
Unbelievable.
long as it's hospitable, friendly, uh, nice
There's nothing to
relations.
do. There's nothing to do on the island except diving. But the dives
That's not what I
themselves are
heard
just in Palau,
in
nothing,
Palau.
nothing.
That's not what I heard.
Well,
A
Well,
Gilad
friend
was
of
there,
mine told me he couldn't decide where is much nicer, on the surface or underwater in Palau.
I
They
gotta tell
take you
you,
on a four-wheeler. They take you on a trek with a four-wheeler in
not
Palau.
interested.
That's what I know.
Not interested.
Okay,
Well, everybody knows
nor am
that.
I. Nor am
I'm not
I.
getting
I'd
on a
rather be
plane
diving.
to go on an ATV, I'm
Uh,
not getting on a plane for 24 hours to get on an ATV.
Gilad, nor am
Yes, Kappa.
I.
Okay.
I am for diving.
Yeah,
I'd rather be diving.
I'd rather be diving. I mean, if it was my choice. So I think so. First of all, um, there's so many places in the world, and I'm sure there's people who really like the Philippines, people who go to Thailand, people who really go to the Far East. I think for all of us, it's a little bit harder to go to the Far East because it's a really long flight. Even the Maldives for us, right? You have to fly through like Turkey or something, go somewhere else,
Yeah,
and then there's no like direct flights.
Really?
You always have to go through somewhere.
yeah.
We went through
I went
Turkey.
to I
You
went
went to
through
the Maldives?
Singapore, or was it Singapore?
No, it can't be Singapore. Singapore's farther
To
away.
the
No,
Maldives?
no.
I
Let
went to
me
the
think.
Maldives through Turkey.
Yeah, so I mean,
Maybe
it's
Korea? I
I
don't
see
remember.
people from Israel going to the Philippines. I think Indonesia, Raja Ampat is supposed to be one of the best places in the world to dive. Can't go there as an Israeli.
You
It's
So
can.
we'll
closed.
go to Australia,
I got
Kappa.
news for you. You can. You can. In a group, in an
Oh,
organized group,
okay,
hey, a wildlife company is carrying out.
good. So maybe we should get Dudu from Wild Dive one time to, or whoever it is
Let's
that's
do that.
running a Wild Dive to come here and kind of tell us what they're doing and where they're going and what he thinks of places in the
It's
world.
an option. It's
So
an
so
option.
I really like that you talked about the way you talked about the depth and locations that you go to because I think when you go like the cenotes and you want to go to Cozumel, obviously shore diving is not that important for you. You want to go see a wet rock, a wet hole, brown wet hole, which with no
Not
fish.
really. I'd
It's a
rather see
brown wet hole with no
lobsters.
fish.
But
Wait, is there something?
It's
no,
amazing.
What did
Cenotes
I
is
miss?
amazing.
no,
What did
You
I
missed it.
miss?
You look because you would love to dive in the Dead Sea and see shapes of salt if it wasn't that complicated. The fish is not
no.
important.
But what you're describing Cozumel like an empty hole?
No,
Is
no,
that
no.
No,
I'm
it?
he's
saying
talking
the
about the
cenotes,
cenotes.
the caves,
Ah, the cenotes.
all caves.
Ah, oh, it's amazing. This is
It's
amazing.
amazing.
It is
It's
amazing.
amazing,
It
the cenotes.
it
It's
kicks your head
amazing.
off.
It's
These
a hole in the
holes,
ground.
In
stalactite
the
and
jungle.
stalagmite.
Amazing.
It's a hole in the
It's
ground in the jungle. And when you finally move there, you can go to start doing the places where they don't take the tourists, where only the locals can go. And then
okay.
those are places where you have to walk in the jungle for a little bit. You know, someone can
We
carry
did
your
that.
tanks for you. You have to walk in the jungle a little bit, and then you go into a
Yeah,
hole, literally a hole, where you kind of wedge yourself in, and you're
not
in a
really.
cave that is 10 miles.
I I never found myself shrinking in order to pass through a passage in the cenotes of Mexico. No, it's wide, big, wide holes, and they're all marked with lines, very
Yeah.
Because you're talking
organized.
about the tourist area and you're not
Yeah,
talking
yeah, yeah.
about the.
Some of the places are. You should look. There's a woman.
I
Her name. She's an amazing woman called Natalie Gibb, Under the Jungle, and Patrick Widman. They have. They're the people who do like a lot of cave exploration now in the cenotes. But if you do come to Cancun, you can also come to Florida and do some Florida cave diving, which is slightly different than Mexican cave diving. It's a little bit more penetrations, karst. It's a karst, and it's a slightly different. But
I did
I'm
one of
very
those.
glad that you talked about that, and I think Cozumel is has been. Um, I think people underestimate how wonderful, or just don't understand just how great Cozumel really is for diving. People go to Cancun for the parties and whatever. Oh, we went to Playa del Carmen and got drunk on the beach, and I think that um, not enough people realize just how good the diving really is, like world-class diving. I think Cozumel is better than Florida, and I've been to Florida a bunch of times, like Key Largo and that whole area in the Keys. I actually think that Cozumel is a better overall experience of diving. Um, I don't necessarily think that for technical diving it's the best because there is the limitation of the boat. But speaking of deep diving, I'm glad you gave us your opinion on deep diving, and because we're all
It
trimix
saved
divers.
lives.
Well, we're all trimix divers here, right? We've all been super deep on trimix, without the being narked, without the narcosis. I think that. Have you ever heard? Do you know about the sand? Alie, do you know about the sand? The special sand? No?
what
Oh, okay.
sand?
So when you go to 85 meters, or what was it, 83 meters, Gal?
On air, yes.
No, no,
83.
in trimix, whatever the 89,
Okay.
99 meters, whatever it is,
Okay.
go there and you look down and you see the sand, right? You talked about the sand. It's a special sand. When you look down, you see sand. When you look up, you see 100 meters of water. You can't see that at 70. You can't see that at 80. You can't see that at 50. Can't see it.
Okay,
It's a special sand.
okay,
When you touch it,
special.
this is sand that sits at 100 meter.
This is
Special
crazy,
sand.
Gilly.
Wow,
Definitely.
I should have taken a sample with me back home,
There you
and I
go.
didn't do.
You will have
Thank
your
you so
chance.
much today, both of you, for taking the time. I know this is a little bit harder on you than it is on me. We should do this again. I think there's a lot of stuff that we could talk to Arik about, especially on how instructors are, because he's certified like 60 of them, how instructors are over time. Thank you so much, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
Kapa.
Bye.